And so one of the personas we discovered early in our work is called data skeptic. So your new role that you're just taking on, the persona you're taking, is data skeptic. I don't believe I need data. I don't believe we need data. And they're the people who are, if you go into a meeting, they're the people who are mostly boo-booing over all the data that the people are projecting on the presentation and saying, how do you know that? They're poking holes in other people's sort of presentation and saying, at the end of the day, data skeptics are a real deal, and they really need to be addressed because they can derail any well thought through data literacy project and data culture work like you wouldn't believe. Just like you need executive sponsorship, you also need a mechanism to address data skeptic. Now, you can't turn data skeptic overnight into data educated citizen analyst, data scientist. There is a pathway. And so what's the key difference between data skeptic and data enthusiast? Because at the end of the day, what you need to do is turn the neutralized data skeptics either into a neutral place or make them data enthusiastic. The key difference is them believing in the power of data, first of all, right? It's forget about whether I need it. Do you believe that data drives value, right? That data, when you look at data, for example, many people nowadays use Fitbit or even their iPhones and so on have measurement, right? And so, for example, I hike. I'm a weekend warrior, so I hike on Saturdays with my friends. And one of my friends, he's a fairly senior guy. He manages products for startups, and so he is a big measurer. So and I hike a lot, so I know most of these trails, and I never have my measurements on and so on. But he has, and so he comes back out of the hike, says, "We did 7.2 mile, or we did 10.6 today, and this was the elevation gain, and this was our average speed, and so on."
Yeah.
And it's important for him, and it's important for many people. If you are going to, for example, if you were training, and and he's done that, he's trained for Whitney, and then
wow.
he might do Everest. If you have a goal to do something of that kind, you better be measuring those metrics to understand how you're doing. Is over time, are you improving you? And some of these tools, they give you your VO2, like, what's your max heart rate you went to, what was your recovery rate, what was your oxygen consumption, all of that, because all of those things are going to be important in how you train to be able to do base camp, right? Or to be able to do Whitney or whatever else. So I think, and it's day to day. So it's important for us to address, as we do go through this project, it's important for us to address data skeptics and turn them into neutral or data enthusiasts. And the way we'd go about doing that is a sort of like a multi-prong approach. We usually have some things coming from leadership, because a lot of folks are inspired by leadership, what they're doing, what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Instead of having like a vignette of the CEO saying something about, then talking about day to day, we might have some videos or content and articles about, look how LAPD is now able to preempt crimes and has reduced crime rate from this % to this % because of this. And that makes a very interesting story. And so slowly we reel them into becoming either neutral or data enthusiastic. Once they are data enthusiasts, it's an easy path, because from there it's skill set, it's competency, we can match it, we can figure out where you need to end up at, so on, match the right project, match the right mentors, all of that is doable. But it's very important to address those data skeptics. So